Representative Luis Gutierrez, a leading advocate for comprehensive immigration reform, speaks in support of people who'd have benefited from the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program during a rally at the U.S. Capitol on October 5. J. Scott Applewhite, Associated Press. A longtime Democratic lawmaker thinks negotiating with President Trump on immigration policy is fanciful thinking in the wake of the hardline conservative proposals he announced late Sunday. And after reviewing what Trump proposed, Representative Luis Gutierrez had a message for fellow Democrats. "I told you so." The White House released a list of proposals that include the funding of a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border, a crackdown on the influx of Central American minors, and curbs on federal grants to sanctuary cities, according to a document distributed to lawmakers. Trump announced plans last month to phase out the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals DACA program, an Obamera program that had provided two-year work permits that Trump called unconstitutional. In response, Gutierrez has been pushing with other Democrats for a quick important vote on legislation that would permanently provide legal status for those protected by the program, known as Dreamers. He raised doubts last month about a deal to protect DACA recipients reached between Trump, Senate Minority Leader Charles E. Schumer DNY and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi. "I warned Democrats not to negotiate, to say that what we wanted was a clean dream act," Gutierrez said in an interview late Sunday. "It's a slippery slope. I never understood why everybody wanted to sit down and negotiate. I've been there 20 years and this is the same negotiation we've had for the last 20 years. They're throwing everything in the kitchen sink in terms of enforcement. I just never understood it. Trump has never wavered from his xenophobic positions. I never understood, I just never got it, how you go from Charlottesville and white supremacists to reaching an agreement with him," he added. "It's an extension of the white supremacist agenda. What they want to do is criminalize and delegitimize Latinos," Gutierrez said. In a joint statement Sunday night, Schumer and Pelosi said that the Trump administration can't be serious about compromise or helping the Dreamers if they begin with a list that is anathema to the Dreamers, to the immigrant community, and to the vast majority of Americans. "This proposal fails to represent any attempt at compromise," the Democratic leader said, adding later that if the president was serious about protecting the Dreamers, his staff has not made a good faith effort to do so. Gutierrez, who has been a congressman since 1993 and represents the Chicago area, renewed calls for Democrats to withhold support for upcoming legislation that would raise the federal debt limit and set government spending levels. A vote is scheduled for December 9. That date, the congressman said, is going to be a moment of definition for Democrats. "If we approve a budget which doesn't include the DREAM Act, then we've turned our back on our immigrant community and our principles." He added, "There's a debt ceiling vote coming up, there's a budget vote coming up. I'm not saying we should shut down the government, but if you want a budget with Democratic votes, then it's got to have some Democratic priorities," he added.